Hello and welcome. As requested, here is a 20-minute morning Vinyasa flow suited for all levels. This can be for whether you're a mixed martial artist like myself. Otherwise, this is just great for general lifestyle, a nice gentle flow that fires up the core a little bit, but ultimately gives you the releases that might be needed for your day-to-day life. Also, if you want some music, you can find a Spotify playlist linked below. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. I hope you enjoy. So gently starting in child's pose, knees apart, toes together, putting our bum back into our heels with our arms stretched out in front of us, or any other variation of child's pose. Feel free to take this. Take these few moments to reconnect with yourself, reconnect with your breath, and just slow things down. So slowly now walking both hands over to the right hand side, maybe crossing your left hand on top of your right hand, getting a nice side stretch in here, just resting our head on the ground if possible, just going as deeply as feels good and of service to your own body. Take a last deep breath in and out, then swapping over to the left hand side by walking our hands through center all the way over to the left, maybe crossing our right hand on top of our left hand if we crossed over on the other side, and resting our head against the ground once again if possible, letting gravity take us down and deeper into the stretch. Last breath here before walking our hands back to center and resting in our original child's pose, remembering to be present in our bodies and not distracted by the external world around us. Now we're going to thread the needle. So this time our right arm is going to thread underneath our left arm to just open up the shoulders and get a twist of the body, maybe releasing some of the lower spine here as well. Despite being in this twist, still remember to connect with your breathing, deep inhales and full exhales. This can help our digestive system, to say one of many benefits of this pose. Last breath here before returning and unthreading our arm back into our original child's pose, taking a moment before we go into the other side, maybe feeling the difference between one side and another side. So now thread your left arm underneath our right arm just to balance out this twist. Maybe this side's tighter, maybe this side's looser. Just feeling into our body and learning more about ourselves during this practice. Breathing in and then breathing out as we release this position, coming into our last child's pose before we come into our tabletop position. So slowly coming onto all fours, just aligning our spine, and then we're going to just rock forwards and backwards here, almost intuitively feeling how far forwards and how far backwards we can go, not pushing it too far and going at our own rhythm and our own breath. If you wish, you can do circular actions with your body as well, going both directions, of course. Once again, moving intuitively with your body. Okay, so go in the other direction if you haven't already done so. If possible, moving with breath. I was suffering from hay fever in this video, so if you're struggling to breathe through your nose, I completely understand where you are. Okay, so now you can do a figure 8 shape with your body, so kind of smaller circles with the body, just loosening up the shoulders and hips primarily, then swap directions if you haven't already. Once again, just moving to how feels good for you. We're all individuals, so different things will serve each of us. Now return back to a neutral spine, stretch our right leg out behind us, pushing forwards and backwards, releasing the calf before lifting the right leg off the ground, finding neutral alignment with our leg and spine, holding this position just to warm up our core. With control, dropping our right knee back to the ground, then stretching out our left leg behind us, pushing forwards and backwards. For mixed martial artists, our calves can get quite tight from the movement and the footwork, so really important to get in here. Then lifting up our left leg off the ground, once again aligning our leg with our spine and just warming up our core by holding this position. Slowly release the leg to the ground. We're going to go through some cat and cows, but this time you can do circles with your body, almost like you're barreling your body one direction and another, and feel free to move how feels comfortable for you. Move in areas that might feel tight and feel good for you to release, ensuring you go both directions. Return back to a neutral tabletop position, stretching our right leg behind us once again, lifting the leg off the ground, and maybe lifting our left leg off the ground to add an extra bit of core here, bringing elbow to knee, tucking in, and then stretching out once again. Elbow to knee, stretch out one last time, inhaling, then exhaling. Hold here for a little bit just to really get the stability muscles going. Then return the left hand and the right leg to the ground, swapping sides. Left leg stretches out behind us, right arm out in front. Then we're going to inhale, bring elbow to knee, exhale, stretch back out. 2 more times. Inhaling, then exhaling. Once again, inhale, exhale. Then holding this position, aiming to get control over our body, releasing right arm and left leg to the ground and coming into a downward dog position, or our downward V. Feeling free just to move however feels good to you. So maybe one knee bending, another one straightening, maybe both knees bending at the same time, and then pushing up from our toes to stretch off our ankles. After this, try to find stillness in the position and just holding, breathing, and feeling the position and all the releases that this downward dog pose provides us. Slowly walking the feet to our hands, coming into our ragdoll position, remembering to bend the knees a little bit to release the lower back, and grabbing opposite elbows, maybe swaying side to side, letting your neck and your head dangle down, really relaxing the back of our neck and releasing our lower spine. Now letting go of the clasp of our elbows, letting our hands dangle down to the ground, and we are going to slowly roll out vertebra over vertebra all the way to a standing position where our head is the last thing to come up. Once you get to a standing position, just close your eyes, take a moment to feel your body, bring our palms together into our heart center, as well as bringing our feet together if this feels comfortable. Inhaling, reaching our hands up to the sky, exhaling, folding forwards and adding a bend to the knees if this is needed. Then inhale, flat back, hands come to the shins. Then step our right foot all the way back, knee comes to the ground, and we reach up to the sky in our low lunge position. On an exhale, release this position, placing both hands onto the ground and kicking the left leg up to the sky into our three-legged dog. Then bring the left knee to our left elbow and then straighten it back up. Left knee into nose, back up into three-legged dog. And then left knee to right elbow on a twist. Then we're going to come to our fallen star with our left leg out and onto the ground, opening up the hips and doing a little bit of core from here as well. Release this position, letting our right hand come to the ground, coming through into our three-legged dog, opening up our hips to the sky, and maybe coming to our wild thing, letting our left foot drop to the ground and arching our back. With control, come back to your downward dog position. Just taking a little moment to yourself here, maybe moving or otherwise just staying still. Then walk, step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Then exhale, folding forwards. On an inhale, coming all the way to the top, hands reach up to the sky. Then bringing your hands back into heart center before inhaling up and then exhaling back down again. Inhale to a flat back position. Then exhale, this time stepping our left foot back into a low lunge position. Reaching our arms up and looking to our palms if this feels comfortable for your neck. Now dropping our hands back to the ground and kicking back into our three-legged dog, preparing for our core by bringing our right knee into our right elbow, then coming back into our three-legged dog, right knee to nose, back up, right knee to left elbow, then coming into our fallen star, really opening up the hips here, engaging our stability muscles, then dropping our left hand to the ground, bringing our right leg back into three-legged dog, maybe opening up the hips by bending the right knee and placing that right foot behind us if you want to come into your wild thing. Now return to your downward dog position, taking a few breaths here to reconnect with your body and maybe reconnect with your breath if you feel like you've lost it. Then walk, step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forwards. Big inhale all the way to the top, looking up to your palms. Then exhale to heart center. Once again, repeating, and we're going to add to this flow now. So inhaling up and exhaling down. Then inhale, flat back, and our right leg once again will step back behind us into our low lunge position, reaching up to the sky. Bring your palms to heart center. Then we're going to twist over by crossing our right elbow over our left knee, looking behind us whilst maintaining this low lunge position. If this feels comfortable, you can bring your right toes to the ground and then lift your right knee off the ground, then transitioning into a warrior two, keeping a strong posture here. Now flip the left hand and drop your right hand back onto your right leg for your reverse warrior before placing both hands back down onto the ground, kicking up to our three-legged dog with our left leg in the air, bringing our left knee to our left elbow, three-legged dog, left knee to nose, returning to three-legged dog, and then twisting over to our right elbow, engaging our core for our fallen star. Returning the right hand to the ground and kicking our left leg up and opening up our hips, maybe dropping our left foot to the ground into our wild thing, and then returning to our downward dog, resetting ourselves. If you wish, you can go through a chaturanga to upward dog. Otherwise, you can stay in your downward dog position. Once we're all here, we're going to jump, walk, step our way to the front of our mat, inhaling to a flat back position, then exhaling, folding forwards, going through our sun salutations, inhaling all the way to the top, then exhale, reconnecting to the heart center, and then once again repeating, inhale, palms up to the sky, exhale, folding forwards, inhale, flat back, then exhale, returning our left foot back and coming into a low lunge position. Bring your palms to heart center, then crossing your left elbow over your right knee, getting into our twist and remembering to breathe in these twists to really relax and get deeper into these poses. Now, if you want, you can tuck your left toes and bring your left knee off the ground and transition into a warrior two position, holding a nice strong pose from here. Flipping your right hand backwards and releasing your left hand to your left knee. Reverse the warrior and come back to a three-legged dog with your right leg up to the sky, bringing your right knee to your right elbow, returning back, right knee to nose, three-legged dog, right knee twisting over to our left elbow, reaching up into our fallen star. Place the left hand onto the ground, bringing our right leg up and behind us, and then into an open hip and maybe our wild thing. Returning back to the downward dog, just shaking out anything feeding into our body, and maybe going through a chaturanga to upward dog. Otherwise, we'll all meet in a downward dog position, taking a few long, deep breaths to reset. Walk, step, or jump to a yoga squat or malasana, bringing our palms together and using our elbows to push our knees out apart. Don't worry if you find yourself with your heels off the ground. Find a comfortable position that serves your body. Place your right hand onto the ground, twisting your left arm up to the sky, just to get a little twist here. Maybe come into the bind to get extra release on the shoulders, if this feels comfortable. Swapping sides now. Left hand places onto the ground, right arm reaching up and behind you. Taking the bind if you did on the other side, or if this is accessible to you. Bring your palms back to heart center now, just holding this final squat. Then we're going to rock backwards and forwards to give our back a massage along the ground. Okay, so coming into a bridge pose, make sure your feet are about touching distance from your hands away, so you should be able to touch your heels with the end of your fingertips. Then bringing our hips up into the sky and maybe tucking our shoulders underneath us to come into a basket clasp position, and breathe. Last full inhale and exhale, and we'll slowly release the shoulders, then the upper, middle and lower spine to the ground, bringing our right knee into our chest, maybe opening it out to our right armpit for a bit more opening in our hips. Now place your right hand onto the ground, lying out straight, swapping the grip of the knee to the left hand and twisting our right knee over us to find a nice deep twist as we slow down to end this practice. Slowly releasing and bringing our knees to our chest and letting our right leg this time extend out and keeping our left knee tight in towards our left armpit. Then we will let our left arm stretch out to the side and with our right hand guide the left knee across our body, maybe shutting our eyes as we slow down. Bring your knees back into your chest, maybe rocking side to side. and letting go of the legs, falling into our shavasana to finish off this practice. I hope you enjoyed this short yoga morning flow. If you did, please let me know. Otherwise, I highly suggest staying in this shavasana. It will allow you to consolidate your practice and appreciate the time you carved out your day to look after yourself. Hope you have a great week. Namaste.